Please be advised that the Ryan Center is a non-smoking facility. Please also note that the Ryan Center has a no re-entry policy. If you leave the building, you will not be readmitted without purchasing a ticket. Thank you for visiting the Ryan Center. Your program is about to begin.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Will you please stand and remain standing for the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. Our national anthem will be performed by Michaela Lane, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by William Ashley, both members of the class of 2018. Michaela will be attending URI, and William will be attending the United States Air Force Academy. The mission of the United States Air Force Academy is to educate, train, and inspire men and women to become leaders of character, motivate to lead the United States Air Force in service to our nation. Michaela?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you.
Welcome, honored guests, Superintendents Auger, Humbert, and Duva, Mr. Wagon, members of the North Kingstown and Jamestown School Committee, town officials from North Kingstown and Jamestown, administrators, faculty, and staff of North Kingstown High School, family, friends, and underclassmen, and last but not least, the class of 2018. I cannot begin tonight because I'm looking around at this particular Ryan Center and we have quite a house full in here. And before we even begin anything, students, I need to ask you to stand up one more time. And when you do this, everybody stand up. And I want you to look out at your parents, and I want you to look at your teachers and your mentors, and I want you to thank them. Thank you. Be seated. You didn't get there alone. Good evening. My name is Denise Manseri. I'm the principal of North Kingstown High School, and I would like to officially welcome you to the Ryan Center on the campus of the University of Rhode Island for our 113th graduation ceremony. I would like to thank the North Kingstown High School Graduation Committee for the meticulous planning of this evening and organizing all of our senior events, including this event. Without their guidance and assistance, events like this would not be possible. I cannot begin to calculate the number of hours they have put in behind the scenes to ensure for a successful evening. Those North Kingstown High School members are Miss Linda Andrew, Ms. Julie McGuire, Ms. Mia Toro, Mr. Aaron Thomas, Mr. James Simmons, Mr. Jerome Simmons, Ms. Melissa Waterman, Mr. James Bruno, and our senior class advisors, Ms. Melissa Rafferty and Ms. Rachel Slakowski. Would those individuals please stand? Thank you. Before introducing our Master of Ceremony this evening, I would like to make a few brief announcements concerning procedures for graduation here at the Ryan Center. We ask that you remain seated during our ceremony and be respectful during all speeches. There is no photography allowed on the floor of the Ryan Center. Our school photographer from Molino Photography will be taking pictures of all of our graduates receiving their diplomas this evening. You will have the opportunity to purchase a photo commemorating this event. And our communication students are also here videotaping this ceremony, along with the staff from the University of Rhode Island. DVDs will be available for purchase next week in the North Kingstown High School main office. The ceremony is also being streamed live and will be archived on the North Kingstown High School School Department website. The Ryan Center strictly prohibits the use of any noise-making machines, and we ask that you please take this opportunity to silence all of your electronic devices if you have not already done so. At the end of this evening's ceremony, our graduates will process out the Ryan Center through the main doors to meet up with family and friends. There are members of this class who entered the high school in school year 2013-14, who for reasons outside of their control, they could not be here this evening. They are never far from our hearts and our thoughts. Finally, since it is a tradition that the principal gives her remarks to the senior class at our Class Day ceremony, which marks the beginning of Senior Week, I do not have a formal speaking role this evening, but I would like to take this one last opportunity to personally acknowledge and thank the members of the class of 2018 for making this year as principal of North Kingstown High School one of the best. Thank you. And now at this time, we'll be turning over the microphone to our Master of Ceremony from the class of 2018, Sophie Gerard. Sophie will be attending Tufts University this fall.
Thank you, Dr. Mansiri, as well as William and Michaela. Thank you all for joining us on this special evening for the Class of 2018 graduation ceremony. My name is Sophie Gerard, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies tonight. I would like to acknowledge all of the people in attendance this evening who have helped make this occasion possible for the 306 students graduating tonight. Thank you, family, friends, teachers, North Kingstown High School staff, and the Town of North Kingstown School Department for your commitment to the students. Now I would like to introduce Dr. Phil Auger, Superintendent of the North Kingstown School Department, to share some words.
Thank you, Sophie. Good evening, everyone. Mr. Wagan, School Committee Chair Blasbald, Town Council President Welch, members of the North Kingstown and Jamestown School Committees and Town Councils, Town Manager Mollis, Superintendent Duva, Dr. Humbard, Dr. Mansiri, Ms. Grimaldi, Dr. Morse, Mrs. Sweet, distinguished guests, faculty, members, family, friends, and graduates. All right, that's it. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much. So as your superintendent, I want you to know that I am so very proud of you, and I feel that you should be very proud to be a North Kingstown High School graduate. You're graduating from a great high school, and it has a proud tradition of being recognized for its strong academic performance year after year. North Kingstown High School is among the best anywhere for its wide range of clubs and programs in the arts, music, and athletics, all of which regularly bring acclaim to our community for their excellence. The students and adults in the NKHS community also distinguish themselves for their generosity and their community service to those who are less fortunate and to those who have special needs. Our graduates, as exhibited once again tonight, move on to the finest colleges and universities in the country, to trade schools and careers in a wide array of fields, to the military, and to our nation's most prestigious service academies. Some are even Olympians. The North Kingstown and Jamestown public school systems are among the finest anywhere, and because of that, our NKHS graduates are among the most well-prepared anywhere, and you should be very proud of that. But also remember that the NK and Jamestown school systems, with all the great opportunities they provide, have not just happened by accident. You have had the experience of these fine school systems and this great high school because your communities insist that they be great. Many of the parents in this room, myself included, moved to North Kingstown or Jamestown specifically because they wanted their kids to attend such an acclaimed school system. The people around you tonight represent your whole community, your elected leaders, your parents, your families, your teachers, your neighbors, and they have personally and collectively worked hard and sacrificed so much to produce this opportunity for you. Their commitment has made it so that you have great teachers to teach you, great programs to guide you, and now great opportunities in front of you. Now that you are adults, I hope that no matter where life takes you, that you will always be proud of your public schools and grateful that the people of your hometown have made them possible for you. So with this great education, I hope you'll take to heart the maxim, to whom much is given, much is expected. You now have a great responsibility to use what you've learned to make the world a better place. And in so many ways, we are reminded every day that there is so much about our world that needs to improve. I have seen firsthand that your class is one that cares deeply about issues related to education, to gun violence, to climate change, to mental health, cultural diversity, having healthy relationships, and the prospects for living a long, healthy, and happy life in the 21st century. And in your cases, possibly well into the 22nd century. So now you're literally at a commencement, a new beginning. You are successfully moving to a new stage of your lives. I hope you will get engaged with your community like your parents and your neighbors and your community has already done for you. And please don't be afraid to make your voice be heard. Please do not be a bystander and don't wait for others to do it for you. We need you to take the lead and to make this world a better place. As one wise leader once put it, be the change you want to see in the world. There is no doubt that you are ready. So on behalf of the North Kingstown High School community, congratulations. We know that you will continue to do great things, and we wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Auger, for those thoughtful remarks. Now I would like to introduce our class salutatorian, Alexander Norris. Alex has been an important member of the cross-country and indoor and outdoor track teams throughout his years here, as he was one of the only two recipients of the prestigious Bruce Brown Unsung Heroes Sportsmanship Award. Alex will be attending the University of Pennsylvania next year to study international relations in the hopes of becoming the U.S. ambassador to Colombia. Good luck, Alex.
Thank you, Sophie. Hello, everybody. According to the world-renowned race car driver Ricky Bobby, immortalized in the classic film Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, you're last. This was the mentality that I held towards school and almost everything else in my life throughout my first 2 years at North Kingstown High School. To me, being anything but my best was unacceptable. I told myself that my hard work now was worth the potential for future reward, and that any sacrifices I made for my personal life were necessary. Though I did well in school, I would stress myself out with ridiculously high standards that I set, and I would constantly make myself feel inadequate. Only once I became an upperclassman did I start to question this approach to school and life in general and change my behavior. For me, high school has been about embracing the imperfections of the world. It has been about taking a step back and realizing that perfection is boring and impossible to achieve, and that finding a healthy balance between school, sports, work, and friends is the best way to make it through high school. One thing that I will always remember from these last 4 years is being a part of the North Kingstown cross-country team. Though I was never the best runner, my fellow athletes and I worked hard every day at practice and made our ways up the ranks through determination, persistence, and hard work. By my sophomore year, I was the first alternate for varsity, and I got to experience for the first time what it was like to be part of a true team. Even though I contributed very little at this point to the performance aspect of the sport, and by no means was a perfect cross-country runner, I still found a place where I was accepted and where I found a sense of belonging. My junior and senior years of high school, I made varsity for the first time and was given more of a leadership role on the team. I made some of my best friends in high school through cross-country, and I would like to shout out my fellow senior captains Kento Abeiro-Adana, I tried, and Quinn Franklin Vinbury, as well as my varsity teammates John Fuller and Derek Sullivan, all of whom are graduating alongside me today, and all of whom were the best teammates that anybody could ask for. Though none of us were ever the best on the team or state contenders on the individual level, it was the team atmosphere and the spirit of brotherhood that led us to success in our division and in the state championship and made the sport so memorable for me. I have often been told throughout my life that nobody is good at everything. While true, I personally prefer the saying that everybody is good at something. Whether it be academics, sports, theater, music, art, or anything else, I truly believe that everybody excels at something in their own unique ways. The hard part is finding out what that is and pursuing it with unbounded zeal and enthusiasm. Over the next few years, we will all be tested as to what it is that makes us happy and how we fit into this complicated world. It will be finding your niche, the specific and unique role in the world in which you thrive the most, that will ensure the highest degree of future success. It will be about doing the best you possibly can to advance yourself without striving for perfection. On the last day of Spanish class this year, after 3 years and 2 AP classes with the same teacher, Mr. LaLiberty, or Libby as we call him, made us read "Oh, the places you'll go," in Spanish, of course. One of the last lines in the famous Dr. Seuss book reads, "Chico, moveros montañas," which loosely translates in English to "Child, you will move mountains." With our entire lives ahead of us, the only obstacle in our path to success will be ourselves. The world is full of opportunity. It is up to us to seize it and make the most of it. Whatever your mountain may be, I wish you the best of luck on your climb. I have learned throughout high school that imperfection is acceptable and being the best is overrated. Graduating high school today is one hill that we have all ascended, but there are many more with much steeper slopes on the horizon. So slow down, appreciate what you have, take a second to enjoy the view, but always climb on, because to stand still is to sacrifice the gifts that we have all been given. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex, or should I say, gracias. Our next presenter will be our guest speaker for tonight's ceremony. This individual received undergraduate and graduate degrees from the University of Rhode Island, where he is a member of the College of Engineering Hall of Fame and a trustee of the URI Foundation. Robert A. Weigand was also a former vice president and chief financial officer at URI. In addition, he is a former United States congressman, lieutenant governor, and state representative from Rhode Island. Most impressively, however, he is Celia Zivon's grandfather. Please give a well-deserved welcome to Mr. Robert Weigand.
Thank you, Sophie. I promised not to mention Celia Zivon's name during this entire speech, so I'm so happy that Sophie did it for me. Thank you. Congratulations, everyone. You're going to hear that word a lot today and over the next few days because of the great work that you've done as students, the success that you've received here. You've finished all your courses, your grades, your senior project. You've done great work, and so success is what everybody is saying when they say congratulations. They also are wishing you great success for the future. They want to see you succeed in whichever endeavor that you decide to go down, whatever road you go down, but they also want to be sure that you are successful, not only today, but tomorrow. What I've seen, the people that I have met that have been successful people, and these are not celebrities, athletes, movie stars. These are average people that really were very successful without a lot of name recognition. 4 things that they all had in common. First, they always took learning every day as a special opportunity, a life of learning no matter what it is. You've been given a great education at North Kingstown High School, one of the finest in the state of Rhode Island. But you also have something else that's very special. You were born into the digital age. You are digital generation. You were born with a cell phone in your hand and a laptop in your crib. You know more about computers than most people in this room do, including me. You have a very special talent. You have more apps on your telephone than Donald Trump does tweets in a week, and that's a lot. That is a gift. That gift of technology, that gift of having access to information so well. You can retrieve information, document it, and do it faster than anyone else. Your thumbs on your cell phone and on your games are faster than any rapper that I've ever heard. You are very, very talented. Take that talent, take that knowledge, use it to the best that you possibly can. Use it in any way to lead a life of learning every single day, because knowledge is valuable. A lifetime of learning is absolutely invaluable. The next that I've learned from these wonderful people is that they've they have persisted, but they have also failed. No one likes to hear the word failure. All of us have failed at something, made mistakes, somehow did something wrong, never made it the right decision at the right time. But the people that have been really successful, they have never given up. They have persevered. They continue to go after it and after it and after it. They never say give up. 2 quick stories. One I originally said I would never speak to the public about was about me. The other is about a person you know well. When I was in high school and graduated from high school, I went on to college. Thought everything was going to be good and nice and easy. I had reasonable grades in high school, but I didn't apply myself like I should have. Partying not on Friday night and Saturday night, but also Thursday nights. Eventually, I got that wonderful letter, that dreaded letter that said, "Dear Mr. Wagan, we regret to inform you, but you've been academically dismissed from this college." I flunked out of school. I embarrassed my parents. I embarrassed my teachers. But most of all, I embarrassed myself. But I turned that around and I learned from that mistake. And I went back to school. I worked hard at the classes, made dean's list, made 1 degree, and eventually graduate degrees as well. Persistence for me became my lifeblood. Persistence and preservation of what I believed in was extremely important. But here's a more famous story that you're probably familiar with. This man, when he was growing up, was very, very poor. He graduated, was a good student, not a great student, wanted to become a lawyer, applied to law school, was rejected. Eventually, he was accepted and became a great lawyer. He decided, because he loved public service and the law, he decided to run for the state legislature. He lost. He ran again 2 years later, and he won. And he won several times after that because he persisted. He then decided he was going to run for the United States Congress, and he lost. He ran again the next time, and he won. And then he went the next time, and he lost. He then ran for the United States Senate twice and lost each time. This guy could not get it right, but he was persistent, and he continued to work hard on that effort that he believed in. He really wanted to be a legislator. He had the audacity then to announce that he was going to run for president of the United States. And in 1860, he was elected the 16th president of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. Probably the greatest story of perseverance and accomplishment ever. Lincoln failed at more things than he accomplished in terms of running, but he became the greatest president we've ever known. Perseverance and failure go hand in hand. And failure is really the foundation for being a good and successful person. Third, one of the things that people will always tell us is pursue your dreams. Don't let them put you in a box. Don't let them put you in a particular cubicle or a particular place. Don't let them say just because you were good in math that you should be good in engineering, that you were good in communication, so therefore you should be a writer, those types of things. Do what you think is best for you. Follow your dream, because this is the time. This is the absolute time where you should be figuring out what you want to do, even if it's not for another 3 years. Try the best to go in different directions and explore the world that you would really like to explore. Do those things that are important. You may want to become a teacher. You may want to become a nurse. You may want to become a healthcare worker, a hospitality worker. You may even want to become a ballet dancer. Do that, because it's important to you. Pursue that dream and never give up on that dream. And lastly, a very wise lady once said to me that successful people are not people that have power and position. They're not people that have money and mansions. They're not people who have titles and diplomas and awards. They're not people that have buildings named after them or plaques on the wall. They're people that really care about other people. They are people that inspire other people to great leadership. They are people that instill in them wisdom and knowledge through education. They are people that convey to them kindness and generosity when those people are in need. Never give up on your dream. Always help those who need it, and never, ever say no. Go after the world, change our world, change your world, and we'll always be saying to you, congratulations, because you are a great success. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Thank you, Mr. Whalen, for your inspirational words. It is my pleasure now to present our amazing principal, who is always bursting with enthusiasm and love for her job, staff, and students. Dr. Mansouri will have the honor of presenting awards and scholarships.
Thank you, Sophie. Ladies and gentlemen, this group of seniors is noted in their efforts in the classroom, in the fine and performing arts, in countless extracurricular activities, and on the playing fields and courts throughout our state. Each year, the North Kingstown and Jamestown communities award a multitude of scholarships to our graduating seniors. At recent events, over $90,000 in scholarships was awarded to the class of 2018 from various organizations in our two communities. Many of our students are members of the National and Rhode Island Honor Societies and contribute to their communities by working and volunteering in various capacities. Our seniors will be attending some of the finest post-secondary institutions in our country next year. Collectively, students from the class of 2018 have received over $2.8 million in merit awards from their colleges and university. At this time, would all seniors who have received scholarships, grants, and awards this year please stand to be recognized. Very nice. Thank you. We also have a group of fine young students whose future plans involve serving and protecting our country through the armed forces. Will you please stand to be recognized? Thank you for your dedication, commitment, and willingness to serve. We salute you. I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge the faculty and staff of North Kingstown High School. This group of educators you see before you works unremittingly to assist our students to their pursuit of excellence. Many are award winners in their discipline on the local, state, and national levels. They use their talents and expertise to inspire our students and help them to reach their post-high school goals. We are fortunate to have faculty and staff of such dedicated professionals. At this time, will all the administrators, faculties, and support staff of North Kingstown High School please stand? Thank you. Please welcome Sophie back to the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Mansieri. I'm now proud to present our class valedictorian, Joshua Nerona. Josh has proven himself to be a dedicated and conscientious student whose outstanding efforts in the classroom and extracurriculars, such as jazz and symphonic band, student government, and mock trial, have made him into a leader for underclassmen and an inspiration for his peers. Josh organized our school's contribution to the National School Walkout movement for protesting violence in schools. He will be attending Brown University in the fall to study engineering. Please welcome Josh Nerona, the only person imaginable who could ever give a truly interesting presentation on gerrymandering.
Thank you, Sophie, and good evening, everyone. About 4 years ago, on the eve of beginning school at North Kingstown, as an enthusiastic, albeit slightly terrified freshman, I remember asking current students and alumni what they loved most about NK. The responses I received from whomever I asked were consistently the same: the people. While I readily accepted this answer and even tried to make it my own, I've really only learned to appreciate the true meaning and value of these words within the last few months. What makes North Kingstown High School so special is not the institution it represents. It's not the halls, it's not the classrooms, it's not the AP courses, it's not the fine arts programs, and it's not even our fantastic athletic programs. What makes NK special, what makes our class of 2018 special, is the people who comprise it. From our incredible musicians and actors who will be pursuing the arts next year, to our talented athletes, some of whom will be playing at the D1 level, and everyone in between, our class truly has it all. Among us today sit America's future leaders in politics, in business, in science, and beyond. People who will apply their unique skills and talents to change the world we live in for the better. But underneath the passions and interests that excite and motivate us lies an intrinsic sense of community, an innate camaraderie and kindness that permeates through our class. This is more important than any talent or skill any one of us might have. And while it might be a cliche to say at a high school graduation that my favorite part of the last 4 years has been getting to know you all, I can say with the utmost candor that it has truly been a pleasure. From our amazing Mason tourist trip to Europe last summer, exploring Spain, France, and Italy, and bonding as a class, to the activities and organizations we've been involved in, to simply chatting every day, in and out of class, I feel lucky to have met some of the most passionate and most interesting people I may ever encounter in my life. And while no one is friends with everyone, the relationships we've developed have truly made school worth it, day in and day out. I'm sure that many of you share the same profound feeling of melancholy, of deeply mixed emotions about graduating and leaving NKHS behind that I've been feeling quite a bit these past few weeks. While it's exciting to begin a new chapter of our lives, change is hard. And even today, as this finally becomes real, it's hard to imagine starting school next year without all of you by my side. But unknowingly, as we've developed and nurtured relationships with our peers and friends, they've imprinted on us and changed our own perspectives, our own experiences, and our lives in minute yet incredibly significant ways. So while our best friends today may not be our best friends tomorrow, while our lives a year from today will be completely different than they are today, our relationships with each other and with our NK community will remain as far into the future because they have defined who we are as people. The English poet John Donne once wrote that no man is an island entire of itself. Each is a piece of a continent, a part of the main. We live in a trying time, marked both by profound divisions along any line imaginable, in addition to some of the biggest challenges society has ever faced. We are the generation that needs to work towards solving society's problems. For the future and the fate of humanity lies with us, and us alone. But in order to do that, we must work together and we must stand united. We cannot and we must not retreat into the abscesses of our individual lives. Community is such an integral part of life. whether as an adolescent or as an adult, and we must always remember that. Of course, as we begin the next chapter of our lives, our current continent, our current NKHS family, will morph and change. However, we will always remember our class of 2018 because it was our first continent, our first piece of the main, in the words of Don, and it taught us what a community really is. Our years here have not only taught us how to do trigonometry or how to analyze a poem, but that we should always value and love our communities. And the spirit of our class will endure forever in our knowledge and understanding of that principle. Our experiences as the NKHS class of 2018 will always remind us why we love being part of something larger, why it's worth it to work with others towards a greater good. And with this in mind, with this principle guiding us in the years ahead, I'm confident that each one of us can and will change the world in our own unique ways. Standing before you all and acknowledging that our time at NK is over, that our class will almost certainly never be all together in one room again, is such a bittersweet moment, filled with excitement for the future, but also nostalgia for the past. But no matter where we go or who we become, the joint experiences we have encountered have defined us, and our Skipper pride will serve as a lifelong reminder as to why our communities always deserve value. Regardless of where we go, we will always carry a piece of this class, our first real community, in our hearts and minds, forming new ones from the ashes of the old as we grow. In our brief 4 years at NK, we as a class have developed something special, something truly beautiful. And while it'll be hard to pack up and move on, our class will always live on, albeit in 306 different pieces. 306 unique bits that will enrich and strengthen whatever communities each of us end up joining. But no matter the geographical distance separating us or the years that pass, we will always be Skippers, and we will always be proud members of the North Kingstown High School's newest class, the class of 2018. We've all worked so hard to get here, and our families and friends are so proud of us. I wish you all the best of luck in the years ahead, and I know we will all do incredible things. Thank you so much, and congratulations, everyone. We did it.
Thank you, Josh. I now invite dedicated class council member Sarah Icovelli to present our class gift. She will be attending Sacred Heart University next fall.
Hello, everyone. Each year, it is a tradition here at North Kingstown High School that the graduating class uses their remaining funds to present a class gift. For other classes, it has been trees that brighten campus, podiums that appear at school events, banners that remind us of other students who have made their mark on our school, and so many other thoughtful and tangible gifts. But when it came time to choose a gift to commemorate the class of 2018, we were unable to decide on a physical item that would make the school a better place. Instead, we saw an opportunity to think bigger than just North Kingstown High School. Every day, children around the country rely on school meals as their main source of food and often go home on Fridays to empty cupboards, not to eat again until Monday morning when schools reopen their doors. Blessings in a Backpack is a nationwide organization that relies on donations in the hopes of providing the 13.1 million children at risk of hunger with meals on the weekend. This organization has already done so much to help the hungry children in our town, and I have been lucky enough to witness firsthand the filling of backpacks to send home to North Kingstown's children on the weekends. The class of 2018 is made up of kind-hearted students that want to make the world a better place. And there is no more fitting a gift than that which can help to feed the hungry children in our community. We have decided to make a donation to Blessings in a Backpack so they can continue to help feed America's youth. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. I present Dr. Mansiri again, as well as our two class advisors, Ms. Rafferty and Ms. Slakowski, to award diplomas. Our class advisors have been working hard ever since freshman year to make the past 4 years truly memorable. From organizing fundraising for our class to Senior Week festivities. Please join me in giving our two advisors and principal a round of applause for their dedication to our class.
I would also like to invite Drs. Auger and Humbert, Dr. Duva, and members of the North Kingstown and Jamestown School Committee to come to the front of the stage to offer their congratulations to graduates, as well as the town council members. They'll work their way through. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you hold your applause until all graduates have received their diploma. Thank you. We'll see how that goes.
Joshua Johnson Norona. Alexander James Norris. William Eastman Ashley. Sarah Margaret Icavelli. Sophie Leah Gerard. Tyler Anthony Godhealth. Michaela P. Lane. Kento Asita Abewaludana. Michael Jason Ackert. Eric Allen. Noah Alves. Kevin Caleb Anderson. Maximilian Chase Angelini. Vivian Eleonora Angel. Nicholas J. Antonucci. Victoria Elizabeth Ariel. Nicholas Edward Ashton. Travis Atwood. Tyler Raymond Atwood. Nicholas Earl Bear. Madison Aaron Bagley. Luke Allen Balmforth. Shiloh Isaiah Barron. Riley Joseph Beard. Jeffrey Edward Bosherman. Hope Benson. Jordan Patrick Benzoni. Elise Michelle Berlinski. Rachel Josephine Bjorn. Kaylin Corey Botker. Teresia Bolabrook. Matthew William Boston. Caroline Madison Bourgeois. Kayla Rose Burgoyne. Lila Bovenzi. Tegan May Bow. Sydney Emma Bragg. Caitlin Grace Brayman. Erin Bowen Brophy. Caitlin Maria Louise Brown. Madison Mary Bruno. Ian Taylor Breyer. Paige Alexis Burton. Colby James Bush. Kimberly May Cameron. Allison Elizabeth Campbell. Shane Michael Campbell. Emma Lee Card. Thorin Frederick Cardente. Delaney Marie Caro. Maisie Germaine Carvalho. Brinley Shabbat. Sydney Lee Shabbat. Sophia Anna Wooyoung Chang. James D. Chase. Tyler Matthew Chin. Natalia Simmerall. Devin Sionsi. Olivia Caroline Clark. Isabel Clarkin. Eric S. Claros. Sophie Autumn Cleland. David William Kader. Gabrielle Mary Kader. Joseph Alexander Cofield. Lydia Severin Collins. Zachary Brigham Cook. Jaya Kolinyese. Michaela Kolinyese. Jacob Riley Cosper. Amelia Jade Cody. Samuel Joseph Cohen. Kevin Daniel Cox. Charles Anthony Crocker. William Miller Cross. Samuel Curtis. Yosha Dedlani. Matthew B. Dale. Sydney Tyler D'Alessandro. Guy Mark Daniels. Benjamin Wayne Davis. Jason Alexander Daler. Michael Anthony Del Padre. Melina Rose DeMarco. Lauren M. DeSalvo. Grace Elizabeth DeSorcy. Harrison Alexander Dewhurst. Alberto Jr. Diaz. Miles William Dodd. Abby Rose Donnelly. Madison Ruth Dusinger. Evan James Easter. Amy Marie Einloth. Michael J. Emby. Nicholas Stahl Basie. Philip Maurice Facey. Victoria Morgan Better. Kathleen F. Flath. Maura Reagan Flath. Valerie Rose Ford. Aubrey Lynn Foreman. Melanie Jean Fournier. Quinn M. Franklin Vinbury. Kaylin Laura Froberg. Sienna Madison Fuller. John Bozeman Fuller. Samuel Stephen Fuller. Farron Marie Fouquet. Elizabeth Marianne Fiusco. Catherine Perry Gabriel. Alicia Marie Gardner. Caroline Melissa Gardner. Sierra Elizabeth Gaudio. Nicholas Barrett Gaudreau. Justin Troy Govan. Carolyn Claire George. Joseph Stephen Gilmartin. Oscar Benjamin Goodkin. Courtney Elizabeth Gray. Gordon E. Gray. Robert Michael Green. Abigail Paige Haynes. Timothy Brian Hall. Christopher Hammond. Elise Brielle Hance. Maya Grace Hanrahan. Maxwell Hawkins. Matthew J. Healy. Sophie Ann Healy. Gabriella Marie Hind. Madeline A. Holden. Edward R. Holland. Emma Rose Holleran. Brandon Lee Hopkins. Daphne Blake Adikia Hopkins. Allison Taylor Hornug. Curtis Tucker Hool. Ryan J. Holker. Gianna Monique Ianelli. Noah Michael Iden. Kayla Ann Imbrulio. Destiny P. Irby Whitford. Benjamin Thomas Izzo. Sarah Morgan Jackman. Gretchen Elizabeth Jackson. Kylie Marie Jenkins. Mariah Jennifer Johnson. Zachary Jolly. Ryan Patrick Jones. Griffin Porter Keefe. Autumn Jove Kempf. Taylor Elizabeth Kenyon. Janasia Alexandria Kilgore. Kang Guk Kim.
Elsa Kincaid. Lauren Alexis Kitchen. Matthew J. Knight. Megan Lee Knudsen. Laura Christine Krolicky. Hannah Victoria Kuzmarski. Kalina M. Kuster. Chelsea Marie Kuiper. Christian Alexander Labonte. Connor Michael Lalonde. Erica Paige Lambert. Margaret Carter Landry. Carl H. LaRoche. David Lawless. Christopher John Ledoux. Annabelle Jane Lee. Kyle A. Lima. Myra Lendrum. Taylin Leone. Devin Jennings Labooty. Maxwell Sky Lico. Byron Draper Lind. Nicole Lindo. Catherine M. Loberti. Trevor R. Lonergan. Emma Grace Lyons. Michael Christopher Macchioni. Anna Lee Machada. Jillian Francis McGee. Ryan Patrick Maloney. Griffin Antonio Mancini. Julie Ann Menachia. Emma Hope McIntyre. Nathaniel I. Manna. Nathan Joseph Martin. Shiley Martinez. Julia Margaret Martone. Dylan Joseph Madison. Jessica Amber May. Gabrielle Kathleen McAllister. John Patrick McCormick. Rebecca Marie McDermott. Noah James McDonald. Samantha Ann McHugh. Shelby Lynn McIntosh. Lauren Allen McNeil. Jessica Lynn Mayazi. Jillian Elena Lynn Mobley. Justin Patrick Manning. Reese Clifford Monahan. Liera Grace Mullaney. Madison Emily Murdoch. John Francis Murphy. Brian W. Murray. David A. Murray. Aiden James Naughton. Crismaldi Moran Padilla. Courtney Naughton. Maximino Eduardo Naya. Loy G. New. Brendan Matthew O'Donnell. Sarah Virginia O'Farrell. Kelsey Marion O'Neill. Kyle Davis Osgood. Cameron Egan Ostagai. Zachary Fuentes Overly. John Brendan Owens. Victoria Liu Hoybach Paquette. Chloe Marie Parkins. William T. Patterson. Matthew D. Paul. Cole Michael Pelletier. Zachary Joseph Pezza. Haley Lauren Pinsons. Cassidy Marie Poe. Sarah York Popovic. Gabriella A. Preet. Eulalie Star Price. Tyler Vincent Quattrini. Elisa Marie Quinones. Santush Kumar Rajendran. Maura Catherine Riley. Emma Elizabeth Ryle. Nathaniel Walter Riggs. Kayla Rose Robinson. Noah A. Rollins. Jill Roundtree. Tyler John Roy. Caroline Grace Ryan. Daniel George Ridberg. John J. Ring. Benjamin J. Saborin. Michael Raymond Samarco. Emma Karine Sammartino. Jada Deshantia Skymain Sampson. Raimundo Angel Santana. Amanda Joyce Santos. Benjamin Thomas Schaefer. Adam Clancy Schneider. Nicholas Alexander Sellers. Stephen Stonecker Shamblin. Robert James Shamirian. Mackenzie Deborah Sherman. Sebastian Jason Shoup. Desiree M. Silva. Jordan Scott Silversmith. Jamie Christopher Sylvia. Neve Catherine Scary. Elisa R. Smith. Connor Michael Smith. Ryan James Susi. Robert Michael Spellman III. Nathan Joseph St. Pierre. Kevin Philip Stamp. Julia Steinwa Adler. Derek Edward Sullivan. Caitlin Danielle Sullivan. William Robert Sullivan. Caitlin Virginia Sutton. Audrey Marie Swanson. Robert Connor Tella. Catherine Murphy Therault. Brandy Dakotas Thomas. Shayla Grace Thompson. Emily Rose Thorson. Keith Totten. Noelle Mariah Tragella. Delaney Elizabeth Trainer. Alexis Catherine Torillo. Ian Skylar Twining. Emily Marie Van Gelder. Kayla Ann Van Gordon. Elizabeth Rose Vanas. Lauren Elizabeth Vaudrey. Nathan George Verdi. Michaela Ann Vespia. Mayella Catherine Vickers. Kathleen Mary Vieira. Gavin Dean Wagner. Kaylee Christina Warner. Madison Reese Warwick. Andrew John Whitney. Emily P. Wilkinson. Brian Allen Williams. Lily Rose Wilson. Joy Chanhee Wu. Juncheng Wu. Emma Kate Wiley. Thomas James Winson. Charlene Ann Young. Celia Elizabeth Zivan. John Robert Zevzavagian.
Congratulations, class of 2018, for officially graduating. Now please welcome Cooper Cardone to present the junior class farewell.
Thank you, Sophie. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us on such a momentous occasion. First of all, to the class of 2018, congratulations. We know that completing 4 years in high school was not an easy task. From every assignment you've completed, to every test you've turned in, to every project you presented, you've persevered through it all. You should all be so proud of everything you've accomplished during your time here at North Kingstown High School. Each and every one of you has put in so much effort to get to where you are, and that effort does not go unnoticed. As juniors, we looked up to you for 3 whole years, whether it was for your insight on our schoolwork or your advice on how to trick the underclassmen. Either way, you looked over us for 3 years, and we can't thank you enough for that. And after 4 years of waking up early, countless assemblies, and random fire drills, you finally say you've finished. But before you leave this school forever and go on to bigger and greater things, I would just like to give you one piece of advice. Don't hesitate to do what you love. People tell you to follow your dreams for a reason. Go out and make a difference in the world. You are all smart, talented, and capable young people who have amazing lives ahead of them. Don't ever forget who you are, where you came from, or where you want to be. Once you graduate North Kingstown High School, you will begin a new chapter of your life. On behalf of the class of 2019, I bid you a solemn farewell and the best of luck with your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Cooper. And now, performing the North Kingstown alma mater, I present Maisie Carvalho and Farron Fuqua, who will both be attending Sacred Heart University, Tori Paquette, who will be taking a gap year next year, and Audrey Swanson, who will be attending CCRI.
Stands our high school alma mater, lighting all our way. Dear North Kingstown, Kingstown ever, we will sing thy praise. We will cherish thee forever, love thee all our days. Heir of freedom, home of beauty, 'neath thy sheltering walls, students learn their path of duty, leads where honor calls. Dear North Kingstown, Kingstown ever, we will sing thy praise. We will cherish thee forever, love thee all our days. None as fair as alma mater, none as true as she. Every son and every daughter, strong and brave will be. Dear North Kingstown, Kingstown ever, we will sing thy praise. We will cherish thee forever, love thee all our days. When we go from thy protection to earth's wildest shore, even there will guard affection, even love thee more. Dear North Kingstown, Kingstown ever, we will sing thy praise. We will cherish thee forever, for we are NK.
Fantastic job, ladies. To conclude our ceremony, we will have the traditional tassel change, led by our favorite IT expert and drone flyer, Tyler Godhelf. He will be attending URI next fall.
Thank you.